Hello, my name's Amy Lightfoot and I'm here on behalf of the British Council, and I was so interested in your presentation that I've now pretty much forgotten everything I was going to say. So if it all goes wrong, that's the reason. But I do remember that I'm here to talk about Job Seekers today, which is a mobile-based service which is focusing on building employability skills as well as English. So the reason we decided to develop this is we wanted to respond to the well-documented need that there's a real deficit in skills development here in India and also in English language, and the way that those two things come together. We also wanted to start exploring the M-learning space. It was something that the British Council hadn't really done a huge amount of in India, although we have got a lot of globally based apps and products, but it's something that we wanted to do specifically for the Indian context. And so, as I said, the main focus of it was to look at employability and developing users' skills towards getting a job in the first place, and also to improve their English language. So we started out by creating a syllabus which looked at both of those aspects and tried to work out the best way to approach it in a way that was going to be engaging and interesting for the users. And what we decided to do in the end was to come up with a storyline following some characters, which I'll come to in a moment, on their sort of journey as they set out to get themselves jobs. And so the project turned into 90 very short, about approximately 2 minutes each, animated videos that are available as an app on the Android platform, but also it's now morphed into several different distribution channels in response to the market and what we were learning as we went along. So we've also developed an IVR and SMS version. I was also quite interested to hear that the Perfect My English product also has an IVR strand. Perhaps we could talk about that, it'd be interesting. We also have a desktop version, which I'll come to again in a moment. So as I said, we based it around the 4 main characters who were guided by the gentleman in the middle. We've got 2 girls, Neha and Farah, and 2 boys, Aaron and Rohit, and each of them are looking for jobs in different sectors. So we wanted to do something that was going to be applicable to as many people as possible, obviously, and we were targeting it at people who are in the sort of 18 to 30 sector and predominantly living in semi-urban or urban context. And because we were starting out with a smartphone-based product, we had to be quite realistic about who was going to be using it. So we were really looking at that sector rather than going into rural communities. But with the IVR version, we're hoping that we might be able to get a bit further of a reach. So as you can see, they're all looking for slightly different jobs. We also decided that we would have Rohit, who decided he wanted to become a Bollywood star, which just added a little bit of humour to the product as well. So as you follow the storyline through it, there's a lot of joking about whether it's really a good idea for him to do that, and the other characters kind of, make jokes about him doing it. So we wanted to also make it light-hearted as well, rather than just very serious, lots of language input. So as I said, the first thing that we did is put together a syllabus, and we were quite systematic in this. The British Council is very pedagogically driven. We want to make sure that what we are putting out is really has a lot of sense behind it, so we did a very thorough job of that. And we were looking at which phrases that people really needed to be able to get themselves onto get themselves a job and get into the career market. So primarily the focus is on from the English language side, the focus is on vocabulary, key phrases rather than mostly than individual words, and also on developing pronunciation through listening to the examples, and the listening aspect of listening to the dialogues between the characters. There are 13 units with 7 lessons each, and each one has a short language which models the key language which they then go on to practice at the end. We also have built-in assessments. In the app, these are interactive. There's also a version which can be downloaded onto internet-enabled phones, which just comes up on the screen and it asks them just to select their answer, gives a pause, and then it comes up with the answer at the end. And with the desktop version as well, it's an interactive quiz online, or on the computer. They get feedback from this, they get a total score, and one of the things that we're looking at developing is a feedback tracking throughout the series of videos so that they can get a score at the end to show them how they've done across all of the modules. So I'm not going to go through all of this in detail, but just to show you in terms of the soft skills that it covers, it's all the kinds of things that you would expect in terms of getting a job. Thinking about applications, thinking about writing a CV, and also reflecting a little bit on what your own achievements and skills and interests are. So it takes them right up until the stage where they actually do or don't, depending on the character, get a job offer, and how they deal with that, accepting or rejecting it. So as I said, it's available on the Android platform for smartphones and for tablets. For internet-enabled phones, it can be just downloaded directly from the Airtel Classroom, and also as a desktop version. We're working with as one of the states in the south with a group of engineering colleges, and they have 5,000 licenses to bring it out to their students. So it's not just a B2C offer, we're also looking at B2B offers as well, similar to what we heard earlier. As I said, we've got the IVR version as well, which has been launched in India and also in Bangladesh. So as I said, I think what makes it stand out as a product is the fact that it's got a very pedagogically sound syllabus. It's a bit fun, it's got characters that you follow with a storyline, and also with the animation, it just makes for a nice experience. So I do have a video, but I didn't show it this time because I was a bit concerned about time. But my colleague sitting over there, Pratik, has got all of the videos on his phone. So if anyone would like to have a look at the animations, please do let him know. As it says, we've had 18,000 plus downloads. We've done the licenses. We've had really good feedback on Google Play. And that's it. Thank you.
Wonderful.